The Mountain is You, Transforming Self-Sabotage into Self-Mastery by Brianna Wiest is a powerful exploration of how we often become our own greatest obstacle in life. The book serves as a guide to understanding the root causes of self-sabotage and provides actionable steps to overcome it. Wiest presents the idea that personal transformation is akin to climbing a mountain. The mountain being our internal resistance and unresolved emotions. By confronting this mountain, we can achieve self-mastery and unlock our full potential. This summary will explore the key concepts of the book in detail, focusing on its practical lessons for personal growth. Chapter 1. Understanding Self-Sabotage. Wiest begins by discussing self-sabotage, describing it as the act of standing in one's own way. She explains that self-sabotage is not a lack of willpower or laziness. Rather, it is a subconscious attempt to protect oneself from perceived harm or discomfort. Self-sabotage stems from deep-seated fears, limiting beliefs, and unresolved trauma. Wiest emphasizes that we often sabotage ourselves because we are afraid of change, success, or failure. Self-sabotage manifests in various forms, such as procrastination, negative self-talk, unhealthy habits, or toxic relationships. These behaviors are a way for the mind to maintain a sense of control, even if that control keeps us stuck in undesirable situations. Wiest highlights the importance of recognizing these patterns and understanding that self-sabotage is rooted in emotional wounds that have not been healed. The author also introduces the concept of upper limit problems, a term coined by Gay Hendricks in his book, The Big Leap. This refers to the unconscious tendency to sabotage ourselves when we approach success or happiness, as we subconsciously feel we do not deserve these things. Chapter 2. The Root Cause of Self-Sabotage. In this chapter, Wiest delves deeper into the psychology behind self-sabotage. She explains that our brains are wired to avoid discomfort, and self-sabotage is a way to avoid the discomfort of growth and change. Often, self-sabotage arises from unresolved emotional pain, which may be rooted in childhood experiences, past failures, or traumatic events. These unresolved emotions create limiting beliefs that shape our self-image and how we perceive the world. One of the key concepts Wiest introduces is the idea that our emotional wounds create a set point for how much success, love, or happiness we believe we deserve. When we exceed this set point, we subconsciously bring ourselves back down to what feels safe or familiar. This is why people often sabotage themselves just as they are about to achieve something significant. Wiest encourages readers to identify their emotional triggers and the underlying beliefs that fuel self-sabotage. By becoming aware of these patterns, we can begin to rewire our minds and change our behaviors. Chapter 3. The Emotional Component. Wiest emphasizes that self-sabotage is primarily an emotional issue, not a logical one. While we may logically understand what we need to do to achieve our goals, our emotions often override rational thought. The key to overcoming self-sabotage is learning how to manage our emotions effectively. Wiest discusses the concept of emotional intelligence, which involves recognizing, understanding, and managing our emotions. She explains that many of us are taught to suppress or ignore our emotions, which only leads to greater internal conflict. Instead, we must learn to acknowledge and process our emotions in a healthy way. The author also explores the concept of emotional regulation, which is the ability to manage our emotional responses to situations. This is particularly important when dealing with self-sabotage, as it allows us to stay calm and focused in the face of discomfort or fear. Wiest provides practical techniques for improving emotional intelligence, such as mindfulness, journaling, and self-reflection. These practices help us become more aware of our emotional patterns and develop healthier ways of responding to challenges. Chapter 4. Identifying your personal mountain. The metaphor of the mountain represents the internal obstacles that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Wiest explains that each person has their own unique mountain to climb, which may include fears, limiting beliefs, unresolved trauma, or toxic relationships. The first step in overcoming self-sabotage is identifying what your personal mountain is. Wiest encourages readers to reflect on the areas of their lives where they feel stuck or unfulfilled. These areas often reveal the underlying issues that need to be addressed. For example, if someone consistently sabotages their relationships, it may indicate unresolved issues related to self-worth or fear of vulnerability. The author also highlights the importance of self-compassion in this process. Climbing the mountain of self-sabotage is not easy, and it requires patience and kindness toward oneself. Wiest reminds readers that personal growth is a journey, not a destination, and setbacks are a natural part of the process. Chapter 5. Healing the root cause. In this chapter, Wiest discusses the importance of healing the root cause of self-sabotage. She explains that simply changing surface-level behaviors is not enough. We must address the underlying emotional wounds that drive those behaviors. This involves facing our fears, processing unresolved emotions, and letting go of limiting beliefs. Wiest offers several strategies for healing emotional wounds, including therapy, self-reflection, and mindfulness practices. She emphasizes the importance of seeking professional help if necessary, as some wounds may be too deep to heal on our own. The author also discusses the concept of reparenting, which involves giving ourselves the love, support, and guidance that we may not have received in childhood. Reparenting allows us to create a new, healthier relationship with ourselves and break free from self-sabotaging patterns. Chapter 6. The Process of Transformation. Wiest describes personal transformation as a process that unfolds in stages. The first stage is awareness, where we become conscious of our self-sabotaging behaviors and the underlying emotional wounds that drive them. The second stage is acceptance, where we acknowledge our emotions and experiences without judgment. The third stage is action, where we take steps to change our behaviors and beliefs. The author explains that transformation is not a linear process. It often involves setbacks and challenges. However, each step forward brings us closer to self-mastery and a greater sense of fulfillment. Wiest also discusses the importance of setting boundaries during the transformation process. As we grow and change, we may need to distance ourselves from toxic relationships or environments that no longer serve us. Setting boundaries allows us to protect our energy and focus on our personal growth. Chapter 7. Building a new identity. One of the key aspects of overcoming self-sabotage is building a new identity. Wiest explains that many of us are attached to our old limiting self-concepts, which prevent us from fully embracing change. To break free from self-sabotage, we must create a new identity that aligns with our goals and aspirations. Wiest encourages readers to visualize the person they want to become and to take consistent actions that align with that vision. This involves developing new habits, beliefs, and behaviors that support personal growth. The author also emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in this process, as building a new identity takes time and effort. Chapter 8. The Power of Choice. Wiest highlights the power of choice in overcoming self-sabotage. She explains that while we may not have control over our past experiences or the actions of others, we do have control over how we respond to them. Every day, we have the choice to either stay stuck in self-sabotaging patterns or take steps toward personal growth. The author emphasizes that choosing to change is not a one-time decision. it is a daily commitment. Each time we choose to take a small step toward our goals, we reinforce our new identity and move closer to self-mastery. Wiest also discusses the importance of gratitude in this process. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we can shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance, which helps to break the cycle of self-sabotage. Chapter 9. Mastering Self-Discipline. Self-discipline is a crucial component of overcoming self-sabotage. Wiest explains that self-discipline is not about forcing ourselves to do things we don't want to do. Rather, it is about aligning our actions with our values and long-term goals. Self-discipline allows us to stay focused and committed to our personal growth, even in the face of discomfort or fear. Wiest offers practical tips for developing self-discipline, such as setting clear goals, creating routines, and practicing delayed gratification. She also emphasizes the importance of celebrating small victories along the way, as this helps to build momentum and motivation. Chapter 10. Embracing Your Full Potential. In the final chapter, Wiest encourages readers to embrace their full potential and live a life that is aligned with their true selves. She explains that self-mastery is not about perfection. It is about becoming the best version of ourselves, despite our flaws and imperfections. Wiest reminds readers that the journey of personal growth is ongoing, and there will always be new mountains to climb. However, by facing our fears, healing our emotional wounds, and taking consistent action toward our goals, we can achieve a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Conclusion. The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest is a profound guide to overcoming self-sabotage and achieving self-mastery. Through a combination of psychological insights, practical strategies, and emotional wisdom, Wiest provides readers with the tools they need to transform their lives. The central message of the book is that we are often our own greatest obstacle, but by climbing the mountain of our internal resistance, we can unlock our full potential and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. The book encourages readers to confront their fears, heal their emotional wounds, and embrace their authentic selves. Wiest underscores that the journey of transformation is not about achieving perfection, but about making consistent progress toward becoming the best version of oneself. By understanding and addressing the root causes of self-sabotage, we can break free from limiting patterns and create a life of genuine fulfillment and purpose. The process involves patience and self-compassion, as personal growth is a continuous journey marked by both challenges and triumphs. Wiest's approach provides a practical roadmap for those seeking to climb their own mountains, offering hope and actionable strategies for turning self-sabotage into self-mastery.